Okay, so hi again everyone. Next thing I'm going to make for my pit firing is just a little straight-sided vase, really simple, just using a slab for around the edge and a slab for the base. And I'm just going to use this to hold it up while I do it, while the clay is really soft. And I'm just going to wrap it in some paper so that it's easy to get back off and it will absorb the moisture in the clay a little bit. So I'm just going to wrap it around like that and pop a bit of sticky tape around it. Oops, just like that. And now this will slip off, hopefully, as well, if I need to get it off easy without it cracking. So I'm just going to roll out some slabs and then I'll show you how I use this to make a vase. So here's my slab. Hopefully it's wide enough. Looks like it should be. What I'll actually do is grab another bit of A4 paper I used around here and use that to measure out, just to make it easy on myself. But first I will compress the clay. Be. Okay, hopefully I have enough for the base too, so I don't have to roll out another slab. It's nice when that just works out. So just chop this out. bits, set this aside. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Now I'm going to see what size base I need for this. I'll see if I've got a circle cutter that kind of matches. More close. It's probably going to be this one. Slightly bigger, but I think by the time the clay's on, that'll actually be perfect. And if not, I can just trim a bit extra off. So I'll just cut that out. These make it so easy to cut out perfect circles. You just get like any kitchen cookie cutters. You can see this one's got like a scallop edge version as well. I think these are made for scones, but I love them for clay. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop my stamp on the bottom when I find it, because my desk is a bit of a mess. Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera there. Okay, stamp that in. And you want to know, I got this little stamp off someone on Etsy who made it. They're in Australia, but it's so useful and does such a good job. So if you want to let me know, if you're interested, in the comments, I can send you a link to where I got this from. And it even comes in pink. Okay. So you can see my little stamp on the bottom there. I'm always amazed at how well that lettering comes out, even on the raku clay with the grog in it. It always comes out so nicely, even once it's fired. So what I'm going to do next is get my trusty tool. This one. I mean, you can do this with a knife too, but this makes it super easy to just cut an angle on things. So I'm just going to cut an angle around the base there. Just like that. You see that there? Just puts that angle on it. Makes a much better join, I find, when you do that, and it looks really smooth rather than sitting something directly on top or around the base. And then I just do a corresponding angle on this piece as well. So I just slice that along. So easy. You can just hold your knife at an angle and do it along like that as well. I find it's never perfect, and this does such a good job. It's well worth an investment if you're doing a lot of slab building. Okay, now I am going to score both. And this is slightly too wide, but I'll just chop it once it's on the bottle and I know exactly the size I need. Score the edge of this. Just like that. Now I'm actually going to move this to my banding wheel. Oops, just to make my life a bit easier. And I use these plaster bats that I cut up out of a big sheet of plaster. So I'll grab one of them to put on there. Just like this, it's like, not plaster, sorry, it's like cement sheeting. You just get it in a big sheet, and I just cut it all up with my Dremel into heaps of different size little boards, and they're perfect for project boards because they don't warp. They soak up the moisture perfectly, and they don't seem to go moldy either, which I was finding with the plaster ones. I've also got a sheet of it as my on my desk, so I'm not damaging my desk, and this is just like the perfect surface for doing pottery on. Okay, and then I can just easily move them around. I can put them on my shelf to dry, cover them in plastic, do whatever I need to with them. Okay, so I'm just going to pop some slip around that base. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get my hands in this one to do a coil on the inside, so I want to make sure it's joined pretty well, especially as it's going through a pit firing. It's quite a lot of stress for it to go under. I'm very excited to see how these turn out. So it's my first pit firing. Okay, and now I'm just going to pop my bottle on there. It's slightly too big. I'm just going to lift my paper up a little bit. My circle might be slightly too small. Let's see how it goes. Whoops, sorry. Hit you with a slab of clay. You know what? This is actually solid enough. I don't think I even need the bottle in there, to be honest. Let's see how we go. So I'm just gently pushing that around the base there. To a circular shape. And you can see my excess there, but what I do is just cut this down at an angle like that. Just make sure you're going through both layers. And then you end up with the perfect 2 angled cuts to join. So then you just score each side. How tall is this? 21. Perfect. I should have known that because it's an A4 sheet and I'm a graphic designer, so it should be off the top of my head. I will just clip this. I'll put quite a lot of slip on there just to make sure. And then join it up. And that angle just gives it a bit more surface area for each side to stick to. And I find it creates a really nice seam. You can't really see, like it's not much thicker where you've joined it. And I haven't yet, fingers crossed, had any issues with these sorts of joins coming apart. I might have jinxed myself now that I've said that, but we'll see. Now I need something to hold the inside while I do this, so I'm just going to use my ruler just to apply a bit of pressure so I'm not warping the shape of the vase. Okay. And that looks pretty good. I'm just going to clean up the bottom and smooth that joint on the inside as well, as far as I can actually reach. Might have to use a tool to get in there further. My skinny arm might just make it. One of the benefits of skinny arms, apparently. If I was smart, I would make the vase the size of my arm so I could always reach in, but I'm never that forethinking. What have I got to reach in there? Just got this little tool which I'll clean. There we go. Now I'll just flip it over and you can see the base needs a little bit of clean up there. It's drying off a bit, so I'm just popping some water around it. I always find these bases warp a little bit, but I'll just cut off that excess. Just like that. That's better. Okay. And that's it. Super simple. You can see my seam a little bit there, so I'll clean this up. And then once this is a bit drier, I'll just smooth it out with a sponge. And then I'm going to make another one of these, cover one in terra sigillata and one without, and then I can show you the difference between them once it's been pit fired. So I'll just set this aside to dry, make sure it's circular, just pop that, looks pretty good. Okay, and that's it. Hello again, so I'm back. Just thought I'd show you what this vase looked like after it's been bisque fired. That terra sigillata went this like beautiful colour all over. It's come off in a few little places where it just scraped while it was being moved, I think, so you can see the white clay through. But otherwise it looks great. I didn't end up putting this one in through the pit firing, so I think I'm going to try to do some naked raku on it instead. So make sure you subscribe so you can see update videos on this. I'll probably pop it up as a YouTube short. And I'd love it if you could give this video a like, and then I'll let you know how they go and how they turn out, whether it's a complete disaster or it looks beautiful. You'll get to see the result either way. All right, talk soon.